All right. It is on, Ed. Leah. You ready? Okay, we're live. What's up, everybody? So sorry for the wait. Today is a very special day. It's my baby's birthday, so we lost track of time. I am so sorry, but we were having lots of fun, right?
Yes.
Okay, but we remember that we had to get some work done, so here we are. And today is all about meal planning. All right, I have a few things going on while we talk and walk through this whole process of what we're doing today. I want to welcome you. My name is Ed Harris. This is the Everything Vegan. Today we are talking about planning your meals, meal prepping, and all that good stuff. And we're gonna do an amazing Buddha bowl, but of course it's gonna be a Buddha bowl with a twist because that's just how we roll. All right, right, Elia?
Yes.
Okay, so first things first, let's go over meal planning. When you're meal planning, it's all about thinking ahead and what can you do to facilitate doing dinner or lunch or breakfast very easy the next day, the next couple of days, the next week. All right. And for us, it's a home of five and three kids that eat 24/7. Right? They eat all the time. So we got to make sure that we have things that are readily available so that either one makes dinner or lunch very quick, or we can just do something, warm it up, and it's bam, bam, bam. You know, one, two, three, it's done. All right. So we have roasted whole cauliflower that I roasted ahead of time, right? That is something that you can do. I made a nice barbecue sauce. I roasted the cauliflower, rubbed it down real good, massaged it, bless you. And then I roasted off the cauliflower and broke it down into florets, bless you. You know, it's a little spicy. So we have that done, all right? The next thing is we have garbanzo beans here that I cooked in a beautiful vegetable broth. And once it was done, nice and firm, but still fully cooked, I drained it, kept the liquid, and I put the garbanzo beans in the freezer. Now, this is perfect for, say, I want to do a quick curry, my garbanzo beans are cooked. I want to do a Buddha bowl or a salad, garbanzo beans are cooked. If I want to do a tuna salad, if I want to do some kind of dish, curry, soup, garbanzo beans are ready to go. And this is something that you can prep ahead of time. You can meal plan it out and you can do containers, put it into your freezer, and it's good to go for 2-3 weeks as long as you keep it in the freezer. All right. Cauliflower, I would prep ahead. You can have it for about a week. It'll be good. You can do broccoli the same way, but broccoli, because it's green, it'll start to get brownish, yellowish a little bit faster. Whereas in the cauliflower, it's already white, you know, that opaque color. So even if it changes color, you're not even going to notice. So it looks visually, it still looks great. All right. So those are things you can prep ahead of time. Another thing you can prep ahead of time is your roasted vegetables. We're going to put a little bit of roasted vegetables in the oven. I have the oven cranked at 400 degrees, right? We don't need a lot of sweet potato. So I'm going to cut this in half, put that to the side, cut off the top here, and we're going to peel this. Elia, in the meantime, can you prep some sugar snaps right here, these, and put them into a bowl for me, right? So while you're doing that, we're doing this, all right? So meal planning, it can be very easy. And what makes it even easier is when you know, when you have an idea of what it is you're going to make during the week, right? Once you do that, it makes things much easier, right? Because then you can do batches of certain things like tomato sauces. You know, I did a dal soup last week, a nice big batch of it. So I have some of that in the freezer. I made a big batch of curry. That's also in the freezer. So there's a ton of things you can do to prep ahead of time, right? That really, really helps. So since we're gonna roast this a la minute, I'm gonna cut them into small pieces so they don't take that long. Now, if you have the time and time permits, then you can do bigger roasted vegetables, not a problem. All right. I like this. This way I can really get the seasoning in there. When we toss it, it also doesn't take long in the oven. You know, And the cool thing is you can actually eat some of your sweet potato raw. So, you know, but the way we're cutting it, it's gonna roast up real nice, real quick. All right, so I have my sheet tray on the side here with my aluminum foil. I'm gonna just put this in there, give it a nice little drizzle with some extra virgin olive oil. What's up, sweetheart? Daddy, is it fun if it's perfectly fine. Yep, that's all edible. All right. So I have this spread out right here. I'm going to now take my extra virgin olive oil. It's not open. Let me check my quinoa. Looking good. So some extra virgin olive oil. Just drizzle this over. If you want to use butter, you can. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of my Tuscany seasoning. This is like an Italian seasoning. All right, I'm gonna sprinkle some of that over my sweet potatoes. A little bit of salt and pepper. And instead of using regular sea salt, I'm actually gonna grab my smoky salt. This is sea salt smoked with mesquite and what's the other one? Mesquite and hickory. Yes. All right, so it's gonna give this a really nice flavor to the sweet potatoes. Okay, so that's gonna go in the oven, and then the next thing that's going to go into the oven is our zucchini. All right, so I'm gonna just wash this real quick, and because it's zucchini and it's gonna cook very quickly, we're gonna keep an eye on it. All right, so obviously we're gonna take this out of the oven before we actually take out the sweet potato. All right. So to not have it overcooked, we're gonna give it big cuts, and then we can always break it down, or cut it smaller if we wanted to later on. All right. So that's gonna go into our pan as well. A little bit of oil. And with this one, we're going to use our queen seasoning. All right. So this is a really tasty combination of oregano, smoked paprika, onion powder, parsley, just really delicious stuff. A little bit of annatto. All right. So salt and the queen seasoning I'm adding, it has no salt in it. All right. So these two are going to go into the oven because we're not going to roast anything else. But what we could do is we can get our garbanzo beans nice and hot. All right. So that's going to go into the parchment, the aluminum foil as well. All right. Put that to the side. And this we can drizzle a little bit. So this is going to give us real nice flavors. So we have our olive oil over this. And then what we can do is to brighten up this dish even more, we can use some Bollywood, which is my version of a Caribbean, not Caribbean, a Chinese. My version of what is Bollywood, Elliot? Tell me. What kind of seasoning? Wait, is it? Smell it. What does it remind you of? Mexican. Try again. What do you guess? Mexican food? No, that's Taco Tuesday. What would this one be? Curry. Indian. There you go. I didn't know that. You didn't know? No. Well, now you know, right? Yes. So Bollywood is our Indian flavored seasoning. So these are gonna go right into the oven, right at the top, and we're gonna let those do its thing. In the meantime, we're gonna work on our dressing for this whole dish. All right, I'll put this to the side right here. Get my board clean. How's the peas coming? Good? Yes. All right, cool. Okay, so next dressing container. Check. Let's get our lemon. Check. Slice this off here. This, instead of throwing it away, put it right into your sink if you have a garbage disposal. And it does wonders. It gives a nice deodorizing aroma smell to your sink, and it also, the essential oils in the lemon skin, it it lubes the gears. All right, let's just get these seeds out of here because those are not very appetizing when you bite down on them. All right. And not to worry, this recipe will be available with minor tweaks to it once this stream is done. Okay? So in here, I have my lemon juice, I have some Dijon mustard, right? Let me cover this. Bless you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Bless you, bless you. Okay, so our Dijon mustard is in. Let's check our quinoa. It's almost ready. So quinoa, I just have it boiling in a little bit of water, bay leaves, and some sea salt, right? You can boil it in a broth, a stock if you want to. That's always my option, some kind of flavored liquid, because that also adds to the flavor of your quinoa versus boiling it in just water. Unless you're doing a sweet quinoa, then I would go milk or water. Yes.
And Old Bay.
Say that again. Bay leaves?
No, and Old Bay.
Old Bay. That's right. And we added a little bit of Old Bay seasoning in there too, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the garlic we're gonna mince for our dressing. The mustard in here acts as an emulsifier, so that keeps the dressing somewhat cohesive in terms of it not being more like a vinaigrette where it's just fully separated from, the fat and the vinegar, the acid. So the mustard really helps to bring it together. So once your garlic is minced, you just drop it right in there. And let's say for some reason you don't like mustard, you can swap it out for some tahini. That'll work really well with this as well. Okay, let's see our quinoa. You think it's ready, Elia? Almost.
I was gonna say that.
You were gonna say that?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for helping me out today. Okay, so we have this. Let's add some agave for sweetness. If you don't want to use agave, you can use a little bit of maple syrup. Right, we're gonna go with some soy for some extra umami. I just love that flavor. Right, salt and pepper. I'm gonna go with my olive oil. Make sure you use some really nice olive oil. That's gonna really make this pop, right? And the cool thing about this dressing, you can make a big batch of it and you can leave it in the refrigerator and you'll have it for like a week at least. That's if you don't finish it first. All right, so we got that going for us, which is nice. Okay, a quick shake. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful dressing. Instantaneously. All right, let's get the herbs away. We also need to add the cauliflower. Get that nice and hot. I know we were forgetting one thing. Where is my tallow? There it is. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Okie dokie. Cauliflower. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Put that there. All right. Give this a little toss. Just a slight toss. Make sure everything is nice and coated. and looking good. All righty, we're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. So pretty, right? All the colors. We're gonna add a little bit of red peppers to this because one thing I love is eating with my eyes. We all do, right? And the way you eat with your eyes says a lot about your food and what you're gonna eat. So automatically, if your food looks good, people are gonna be open and willing to try and taste it. All right. But if your food does not look presentable and does not look like it's going to be appetizing, a lot of people will be like, yeah, maybe next time, and put you in that situation. And we don't want that, of course. So it's always better to take an extra minute or two or three and really make your food look as presentable as possible. All right. It'll be better for everybody in the long run. Okay. So now our pepper, since we're putting them into a jar because I just like how stuff in a jar looks, we're gonna use a jar instead of a bowl. All right, so let's cut up our peppers. Sweetheart, that's good amount. Thank you. Yeah, I don't need any more. Cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Bless you. A lot of black pepper, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So next, we have everything we need. We have our peas, and our peas, you can cook it or you cannot. I like texture, so I'm gonna leave it. What you can do is just blanch and shock it very quickly. You don't have to overcook it. You don't want to overcook it because you want it to stay this beautiful green color that it is, right? So I have some beautiful triple wash arugula from the farmer's market. We're gonna use just a little bit of this as well. All right. Thank you. Okay, let's put that to the side. I think that's all we need. We have some avocados. Let me wash this real quick and strain our quinoa because I think it's ready finally. Right, Elia? Okay, there we go. Yes, it is definitely ready. Okay, quinoa is ready. We're gonna put this to the side right here so it can drain a little bit more. All right, so we can get rid of the excess water. Now, let's see. For anyone watching, all right, if you wanted to get access to some newsletters, things like that, directly from Kitch about what I'm doing, put your email in up above and put in my code, which is 493. Let me double check to make sure it's right. Is it 493? I wrote it down somewhere in here, but somebody got a hold of my paper. Did you guys move my paper, sweetheart? Yes, 493. I was right. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. How was that, Elia? I did it, right? I did it. Okay. We got everything. We got our dressing. You want to give this a shaky shake for daddy? Cool. Okay. Turn off the fire. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our quinoa, right, and put it down in the bottom, right, just like that.
Oh, you're making something in a bowl?
Well, in a jar.
Is that
So you
like
see?
the noodles you made the last time?
Similar, but instead of noodles, we're doing quinoa and everything else, and it won't be a broth. It'll be a dressing. So it's like a salad in a jar, right? A Buddha bowl in a jar. So we have our quinoa, right, stuffed in there real nice. Add just a little bit more. So we have a nice, there we go. Okay, we'll put that to the side. This is done. So the way you want to layer this, if you're gonna do it in a jar, because this is great, just like the noodle in a bowl in the jar we did a couple months ago, which you can check out on my stream. Um, this is great for carrying to school, carrying to work. You know, making a stack of them 4 or 5 at a time, keeping it in your refrigerator, not dressing it or not pouring in your broth. And then as you need it, you pull one out, you get your broth ready, you get your dressing ready, you pour it in, you shake it up, you empty it out into a bowl or a plate or eat it right out of the jar. It's good to go. So it's super versatile, it's super mobile. And one of the other things that makes this really important is the fact that you can swap these ingredients out for your favorite. So if this combination doesn't sing to you, it doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't what? If you're not digging it,
Yeah.
right? If you're not digging it, you swap it out for the ingredients that you like. You can do brown rice instead of quinoa. You can do black beans instead of chickpeas. You can do black eyed peas, red beans. You know, if you don't like red peppers, you can do yellow, orange, green peppers. If you don't like arugula, you can go with romaine, iceberg. I mean, it's endless. So there is no reason why you can't find a combination of fresh vegetables that work for you. You know what I mean? So we have our peppers, we have our arugula, we have our avocado. Be very careful if you slice it like that. All right. With the avocado, we're gonna do bigger chunks of it because we're doing this slightly ahead of time, but we also don't want it to get mushy or break down. So we have our avocado, we have that. Let's check the veggies inside. I also had some onions right here that I chopped up previously. I figure why not add that in? It's gonna be a great addition to this. Okay. Next, we can go with, so right now we're putting in the things that are warmer, and this is something that we're gonna eat right away. If you're not gonna eat this right away, then look how beautiful this looks. Well, you can't really see it, it'll fall, but I'll show you. Check it out. See? Beautiful color. We got the cauliflower that looks real nice. All right. We have the sweet potatoes right here that look real golden and they're cooked, which is perfect. You know, that's the whole point of cutting it small. So it doesn't take that long. 15 minutes in the oven, you know. And like I said, once you have the time, you can prep these ahead of time because the whole idea is about the meal planning. All right. So once you can figure out the things that you want to play around with and do, then go for it. Prep in this way, you're chilling. All right. So we're going to build this very strategically. Okay. So we have the quinoa on the bottom because it's not going to break down. The dressing is going to go on it. It's going to absorb the dressing. It's going to be very delicious. So we don't have to worry about that. Right. So next I'm going to put is the garbanzo beans. Right. Garbanzo beans are in. Okay. We're going to bring that down a little bit. Next, what we're going to add is the zucchini because we don't want to do, actually, we'll go with the peas. All right. We want to do colors that are different so it doesn't look like it's the same ingredient twice. All right. Look at that already. How cool does that look? You think I'm crazy?
No.
You don't think I'm crazy?
No.
I love you. All right. So cauliflower's in. All right. You know, and like I said, because we're not doing an actual bowl, but I mean, it just gets better and better every time we put a layer in there. So that's there. All right. Next, we can go with the peppers. All right. And with the peppers, you want to lay it flat. You want to get it in the crevices because this is small enough where it's going to fit just about everywhere. All right. So pepper is in. Then we're going to go with the zucchini, right? And you can add as much or as little as you want. It's totally up to you. All right? This is totally up to you guys. Like rock out. All right? And this size is perfect. You know what I mean? It's perfect. Okay, so that's in there like swimwear. All right? And you notice the progression of everything I put. The most cooked things or the things that will break down very easily, they go to the very top. So you get access to them first, you eat them first, so the acidity of the dressing doesn't weigh down. All right. So we top this with our arugula, right? And press this down a little bit like that, right? And then last but not least, we go in with our avocado pieces. So the green and green here works, right? So look at this. Look at this. How cool does this look? And delicious factor, it's on 1,000. All right. So the last thing you do is, where's the dressing, sweetheart?
Oh, it's right here.
Thank you very much. You shake up your dressing and you just pour it right over. And you decide how much dressing it needs, how much, how little, it's totally up to you. You can do that if you know you're going to eat it in the next 10, 15 minutes. Sorry, sweetheart. And if you are going to eat it in the next 10, 15 minutes, then you can pour your dressing on and take it to go. Otherwise, I got it. Thank you. Otherwise, I wouldn't put any dressing on. I would just leave as is, and boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. All right. Isn't it cool? Thank you. Thanks for rocking with me on your birthday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chef Ed and Elia the Belia.
Yes.
All right. So Elia the Belia wants to thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I want to thank you for hanging out with us today. I hope you come back next time and enjoy some more delicious vegan cuisine. All right. That is super simple, very tasty, and amazing. All right. So that's it. We are out of here. We're about to go party some more, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you next time. Tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow, I think we're talking about radishes, right? Yes, I have a bunch of really cool radishes I want to talk to you about. So let's do that. We're talking about radishes tomorrow. We're gonna do a nice little quick salad, some really delicious 1, 2, 3, because that's what we do. All right, we deliver you amazing food very easily. Yes?
Yes.
How is my food from 1 to 10? 10 being the best, 1 being, I don't like it.
I would do more than 10.
Pick a number.
Infinity and beyond.
Woo! Infinity and beyond. That's where you rate my food, you see? I love you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I'll see you later, okay?
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see each and every one of you tomorrow. Same time, same place, 2 p.m. tomorrow. We're talking about radishes. All right? Later, everybody.